Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you for joining me once again. Today I'm walking along the Pennine Way and I started at the very southern end of it in the village of Edale, and I'm heading up to a place called Kinder Scout. I'm heading up to the top of Kinder Scout via a route called Jacob's Ladder, which is what I'm currently on at the moment, I believe. This path basically is a set of stepping stones built into the path, built into the hillside, which allow me to make my way up the side of the hill. And this is where I'm going at the moment. It's a bit hard work at the minute, but I did stop just before I got onto Jacob's Ladder to take a photo. There's a bridge that you cross, a little footbridge across a little stream or a brook, and just a little further along from that bridge there's a lovely photo of some cascades in the water. So I stopped to take a photo of that, catch my breath, and then I've started heading up Jacob's Ladder. I'm using the OS Maps app to define my route for me, so hopefully I've got the right idea. But there's also quite a lot of other people on this path today, so I'm kind of following them as well anyway, so I should be all right. Guys, I don't know how well you can see this, but that down there is the path that I was on about 10 minutes ago. And since then I've climbed up Jacob's Ladder. That was an absolute killer. I've got to the top of Jacob's Ladder now and it's very, very windy up here, and there's still slightly more elevation to get to the top of Kinder Scout. I'm just behind a cairn here, which if you're coming down from the top of Kinder Scout, when you get to this cairn there's a sign next to it that tells you that you're about to start the descent down Jacob's Ladder, which is quite interesting. And I had to stop here anyway because there were a group of people here at the cairn who asked me to take their photo for them so they could put it on their socials and show everybody where they are. But they wanted to get the sign as well as the cairn in the photo with them, so I stopped and took a photo of them, gave them the phone back, and now I'm just stopping here to let you know where I've come from. That basically is the path up over there. That's come up from Upper Booth, which is just outside of Edale. I caught the train this morning to Edale and got off the train there and started my walk this way. On the way up here, before I got to Upper Booth, I did get my first sighting of Mam Tor, which is on the opposite side of the valley to me. And I walked up there, hiked up there last September, and walked along the Great Ridge, and you could see the walk that I'd done from where I was standing. And I walked along from Mam Tor along the Great Ridge to Bat Tor, and then back down to Edale on that particular occasion. But today I'm doing it from the opposite side of the valley. So this behind me is what's known as Edale Rocks, and it's about halfway along my route today. I'm going to stop here and take a couple of photos because the views are absolutely fantastic, and then I'm going to head on and head back down via a slightly different route if I believe the route's any good. I'm going to have a quick look at the OS maps and see if I've plotted a decent route, because I'm not sure of the route going down. As I've looked on the way up, I've looked across to where the route should be that goes down from where I am, and it seems like it might be a bit more difficult than I'd first thought. So I'm going to look at OS maps and see if I can work out exactly what the situation is, and then if I decide to, I might even go back down the way I've come. So the decision was made, guys. I've decided to head back down exactly the way I've come, mainly because I'm conscious of the time. It took me 3 hours to get to where I was, and I realised that I'd only got exactly 3 hours to get back down to Edale train station in time for the train home. So I decided I would make my way back. I didn't know the rest of the route anyway, because it was one I was following via iOS maps, and it's one I've never done before. And I just felt that there probably wasn't enough time to carry on all the way around and finish the walk. So instead I'm coming back the way I came. Originally that had taken me 3 hours to get up there. My iOS maps was telling me it was going to take me an hour and a half to get back down, but I don't believe that, as it's taken me nearly 3 hours to get up there. But yeah, I'm heading back down anyway now, and if I manage to see any more decent compositions along the way, I might stop and capture a few of those. But I might do that handheld, so I don't need to stop for ages and set up the tripod. So I hope you like the images you've seen so far. I'm going to keep walking now. So I've managed to find myself back on the Pennine Way on the way back to Edale on my walk. There's still a little bit of elevation here though, unfortunately. I'd forgotten when I came down this way on the way here that I actually dropped down a little bit at this point, and now I've got to go back up it to get back to Edale. So this is going to be a tough one. I think there might also be an image somewhere near here in a moment of Mam Tor that I wanted to shoot. I shot it earlier with my phone, so when I see that composition again, I'm going to stop and take that photo as well. Shouldn't take me too long to get back to Edale now though. So that somewhere behind me is Mam Tor, and then you've got the Great Ridge that runs along a little way along there somewhere. I think that's the Great Ridge, and then a little further along you've also got Back Tor and Loose Hill. Now obviously, like I say, I went up to Mam Tor last September and did a walk along the Great Ridge, and then came back down from Back Tor back down towards the Great Ridge and back down towards Edale from there. And now I'm not all that far at all from Edale, probably only about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll be back, and there's probably just about enough time then to go and have a pint in the pub. I've really enjoyed today's walk, and I hope you have as well, all except the stupid people that want to take up the entire path when they're walking and won't let anybody else pass, but that's another story. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this walk. It's been quite a challenging one for me. I think that's because I only really get out once a week anyway, and don't really go very far most of the time. But I'm glad I did this walk, because it's kind of the precursor to something big I've got coming up at the end of next month. Basically, at the end of June, I've got myself booked in for a week in the Lake District. So I'm going up there to have a few walks around and have a look at the place. I've never ever been to the Lake District before, so it's going to be a completely new experience for me, and I just want to go and spend a bit of time there and see what's going on. Obviously I won't be able to see everything there, but while I'm there I'd love to take some more photos and record some more vlogs. So that's going to be really, really interesting, but it does mean that there's probably going to be several slightly longer walks than I normally do. So today was kind of the precursor to that, helping me to build my strength up, ready for that onslaught at the end of next month. So I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I look forward to seeing you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.